runners Tuesday night at 8.
This is one of the main events of the evening. In the ring with me at this time, 510 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Grizzly Smith. This contest will be with a gentleman from Santa Fe, New Mexico. He says he can pick him up and slam him. Let's have a big welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for Bruiser. Now the way this works, we got to make sure we understand the rules. You must pick him up off the ground and slam him down. Now wait just a moment here. Wait just a moment here. Wait just a moment. Now he has first opportunity to slam him. Prince Phenomenal looking down on the ring here. And Maniac Mark Lewin, who's recently on suspension, is risking another suspension. Prince Phenomenal, you get down. Wait just a moment here. Wait just a moment. Bruiser Brody is first opportunity. I get the first match at the $21,000. After they can count the money and take it to my bank account. They don't have no right to be out here during this event. Now that's true. Now get on over here now. This is Bruiser Brody. Now get on over here. No. Just come over here now. There's $22,000 sitting in the owner. Sitting in. Wait just a moment. Maybe we get security here. Wait just a moment here. Bruiser Brody has signed the contract to attempt to get 510 pound Grizzly Smith. There is no contract signed for Maniac Mark Lewin or Prince Kamala Mala. There is $22,000 in the office. Please stay out of the ring, gentlemen. You must pick him up off the ground and slam him. Sheik and Maniac Mark Lewin are all on Bruiser Brody, who came in to slam Grizzly Smith, and now comes Lars Anderson, and it's pandemonium around here right now. There comes Maniac Mark Lewin into the turnabout, and Lars Anderson has picked up a chair. He's hit Mark Lewin with it. The Grizzly Smith and Bruiser Brody, they both have their Maniac. Kamala, now they're all leaving the ring. I don't know what happened here, but the Sheik and Kamala and the Maniac all came to the ring during the slam contest, and now Smith and Brody are punching one another. And actually, Grizzly Smith came to his aid. And then Lars Anderson come running into the ring. I don't know what's going on. And the Sheik is still roaming around ringside here. He's in his own little world. I don't know what's going on. But I'm really watching myself at all times here because the Sheik has been very unpredictable all the years that he's eating the television paper. In the ring now, there's a handshake going on between Grizzly Smith and Bruiser Brody. This is an unexpected turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. They're shaking hands together. Grizzly Smith came to the aid of Bruiser Brody. And the Maniac Mark Lewin. And it appears now that Grizzly Smith and Bruiser Brody are the best of friends. I can't believe it. What a turnaround. He just wanted to make the money, the $22,000. And out of nowhere, the Sheik came with the Maniac Mark Lewin and Kamala Mala. And then Lars Anderson came in the ring to help. And Bruiser Brody. And now I guess Bruiser Brody and Grizzly Smith. There was no hard feelings. He just wanted to make the $22,000. And now I think it's Lars and Grizzly Smith and Bruiser Brody are making a challenge towards the Sheik and the Maniac and Kamala in a six-man tag. I don't really know what's going on here. Let's see if we can The Sheik is Lars Anderson coming out of the ring, heading over towards the grandstand area with a chair. The Sheik over the other side in the audience. Bruiser, Brody, and the Sheik in the audience seat. Now, here at Aloha Stadium. And it seems like Maniac Mark Lewin and the Sheik are having a 2-on-1 with Bruiser, Brody, and there shows Lars Anderson to his aid at the far side. It's absolute pandemonium here in Mayhem. Nobody can seem to understand what's going on. The action is no longer in the ring, but in the far stand. Well, all 6 of them are up there in the bleachers, and it's because some fan, I think, took offense to the Sheik, and the Sheik went right after him up into the bleachers, and then Brody went in, Grizzly Smith went in, Kamala and the Maniac went in, and then Lars Anderson, he came to the rescue, and they were all 6 up there. Nobody knows where they're at now, but the Bruiser is mad. Maniac Mark Lewin, both men with weapons everywhere in their head, and Lars Anderson covers the Maniac with the chair. Maniac Mark Lewin wrenching the chair away from Lars Anderson at this time. Both men fighting amongst the crowd. And there they go. Grizzly Smith comes with a chair. This is pandemonium with the crowd here at Aloha Stadium. Well, I'll tell you what, it looked like the Maniac and the Sheik and Kamala were at their best. They did the big retreat once again, tried to inflict damage and injury to someone, a major injury, and then head for the hills. We seem to be having a major new team here. We've got 510-pound Grizzly Smith, 6'8" the giant Bruiser Brody, and former Power Asian heavyweight champion Lars Anderson, all 3 of them together against the Sheik's crew. Now, I'll tell you something. The Sheik, Maniac, Mark Lewin, and others. I don't know what to say. Sonny, take it away.
But I do know that he got a good piece of meat.
I don't quite know what exactly happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are wrestling matches, and then there are wrestling matches. Is that long enough for you?
Oh, I cannot. Look at this thing. We're going to watch the replay here. Now let's go with Grizzly Smith, who was supposed to be played by Bruiser Brody, but the Sheik arrived with Prince Kamala and Maniac Mark Lewin, and all heck broke loose at this point in time. Lars Anderson at the age, all of a sudden Bruiser Brody was taking on Prince Kamala at this time, also being hit by the Sheik at this point in time, when Lars Anderson arrived on the scene, and it was absolute mayhem. But at the end of this match, Bruiser Brody, look at this now, squaring off with Grizzly Smith, but they were both trying to tell each other something, that they were both on the same side. I think they were now, and now look at this, if you will, 510-pound Grizzly Smith offering a hand of friendship to Bruiser Brody as Lars Anderson looks on. And Bruiser Brody, not knowing what to think because he was supposed to have challenged this man, is now saying he came to the rescue of myself and my partners, and there's a hand of friendship between Grizzly Smith and Bruiser Brody. And if they team up with Lars Anderson, that's a formidable 6-man tag team group of 3 that I can't believe it. Look out, world, and look out, world. There. 115 pounds, and a former Polynesian champion. You couldn't ask for any better threesome anywhere in the world. And like I said, look out, world. If those 3 team up, 6-man tag team matches are going to dissolve around the country. I'll tell you something right now. When you get the light of a man like Grizzly Smith and the power of Bruiser Brody, and you combine it with the mind of Lars Anderson, you've got yourself a team that could take on virtually anybody. And I'll bet you the challenges are going to be forthcoming. It was unusual to see because Bruiser Brody and Grizzly Smith were on the opposing sides at the beginning of this encounter, and then now everybody's going after the Sheik. Now here's where the Sheik went up inside of Aloha Stadium as we review this now. I think the fan had thrown the chair at the Sheik, and the Sheik went right after him. And then when he started down, there's the Maniac came up to join him, and then out of nowhere, there was Big Bruiser with the chair.
Bruiser strikes with a
and there's
chair.
Kamala coming up the stairs now. I can't believe this. They go right in to the upper decks of Aloha Stadium, and there's Big Lars with another chair. There is absolute pandemonium. There comes 510-pound Grizzly Smith, and we got all 6 of them up there. They're going berserk up there, hanging on the side. It's a wonder one of them hadn't got thrown off the side there, Dunbar. But there's all 6 of them in action all over this place. I cannot believe
Maniac Mark Lewin had something to do with this, as did the Sheik. The Sheik has orchestrated this thing because you take a guy like the Sheik who has no regard for the safety and values of anybody in the world today, and then you add to it Maniac Mark Lewin, who we know is not all there all the time, and then you put them together along with Prince Kamala, who doesn't speak any English at all, and what do you have there? A team that's fused in violence. And I'll tell you something right now. They've got their hands full, because when you take Grizzly Smith, Lars Anderson, put them together with Bruiser Brody, you've got a team that can handle that kind of action in or out of the ring.
Well, we saw Big Bruiser Brody earlier tonight with a big 2x4. And he'll make toothpicks out of that thing on these guys if they get out of line. And just look at him right there. Look at that man, Bruiser Brody. Would you like to meet him in a dark alley? I wouldn't want him with me after me if the National Guard was on my side.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to recap this thing real shortly before we have to cut away. And the fact is that the $22,000 challenge has turned into a new team in the making. We'll be back with more wrestling action. Stand by your